At 27 years old, Daniel had everything most people spend a lifetime chasing: a stable career, a beautiful home, a wife who loved him, and a future that looked almost perfect. Then one ordinary Tuesday morning, he made a decision that would destroy everything. Not because it was evil, not because it was illegal, but because he believed one dangerous lie: nothing bad will happen to me. Daniel worked as a financial analyst in a growing company. Every day looked the same: wake up, go to work, come home, repeat. Over time, he became bored. Not unhappy, just bored. And boredom can be more dangerous than failure. Because when people become bored, they start looking for excitement in places they shouldn't. One afternoon, a friend introduced him to online sports betting. At first, it seemed harmless. Just $20, then $50, then $100, and surprisingly, he won. The excitement was unlike anything he had felt in years. The rush, the adrenaline, the feeling that money could appear instantly. His brain started craving it. What began as entertainment slowly became an obsession. But here's the scary part: nobody noticed. Not his wife, not his coworkers, not even Daniel himself. Because bad decisions rarely look dangerous in the beginning. They usually look fun. Weeks turned into months. The bets became larger. The losses became bigger. And Daniel started chasing them. Every time he lost, he told himself the same thing: one more bet and I'll recover everything. But he never did. Instead, he lost more. And more, and more. Soon, his savings account was nearly empty. The money he and his wife had been saving for years, gone. Yet he still couldn't stop. Because addiction doesn't ask for permission. It quietly takes control while convincing you that you're still in charge. One night, Daniel made the decision that changed his life forever. He secretly borrowed money. A lot of money. Money he had no realistic way of paying back. He convinced himself it was temporary, just one lucky win away from fixing everything. But life doesn't always give second chances. The next bet failed, then another, then another. Within weeks, the debt became overwhelming. Collection calls started arriving, bills piled up, stress consumed him. His wife eventually discovered the truth, not because he confessed, because the evidence became impossible to hide. The savings were gone, the debt was real, and the trust they had built over years collapsed almost overnight. His marriage ended, his mental health deteriorated, his performance at work suffered. Eventually, he lost his job too. In less than 2 years, Daniel went from having everything to having almost nothing. And it all started with a decision that seemed harmless at the time. That's what makes life so unpredictable. The biggest disasters rarely begin with massive mistakes. They begin with small choices repeated over and over again. A missed warning, a tiny shortcut, a harmless excuse, a moment of weakness. Most people think their lives will be changed by one huge event. But often, life changes because of one decision made on an ordinary day. A decision that feels insignificant in the moment, yet powerful enough to shape your future. Today, Daniel spends his time speaking to young professionals, not because he enjoys telling his story, but because he hopes others can learn from it. When people ask him what he would change if he could go back in time, his answer is always the same. Not the big bet, not the loan, not even the day he lost everything. He would go back to the very first decision, the one he thought didn't matter. Because every consequence has a beginning, and every downfall starts somewhere. So before you make your next important decision, ask yourself one question: will this move me closer to the life I want, or further away from it? Because your future is being built right now, one choice at a time. If this story made you think differently about the decisions you're making today, leave a comment with the word choice. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, a single decision can change your life. Make sure it's the right one.